My name is Benjie Cherniak. I'm the principal at Avenue H Capital.
So you took part in a panel session entitled Innovating the In-Play Experience. How was it?
The panel was fantastic today. It was just really a lot of fun to be alongside some industry colleagues who have a real feel for this piece of the space and talking about really the evolution of in-play wagering. And I think back to a bit of the history lesson I spoke about on the panel of what this looked like in 2006, 2007 when in-play was just getting going versus what it looks like today and how much the user experience has evolved, and yet we're still at relatively early days in the US market with PASPA repeal only being 3 years ago, and only 40% of handle today is in-play wagering, whereas other parts of the world is upwards of 75 or 80%. So there's a lot of kind of green grass and runway ahead of us in the US space, both in existing states and states that are yet to open up as it pertains to increased activity on the in-play wagering side and some new products that will support it.
And for those delegates listening in, what would you say were the key takeaways?
There were a number of takeaways that I think were relevant. I think I just touched on a couple of them that were still relatively early days as it pertains to what the in-play experience will look like. And now we're beginning to see increased of player props in play and micro markets in play, and still tip of the iceberg. I think some of the takeaways are that as the data improves, the data becomes more and more coherent, then that will support an improved product deliverable. I think that another trend that we're going to kind of see as it pertains to a takeaway from the panel is, as we have improved streaming video, that'll lend itself more towards a single screen experience. And I think that these are some things that we're going to see in the years ahead that will enhance the in-play offerings.
And in your opinion, what are the biggest trends in the betting and gaming space for 2022?
There's a number of trends. Look, we've seen some consolidation in 2021. I think there'll be additional consolidation in 2022. The M&A doesn't appear to be slowing down. If anything, it's going to heat up. And I think that we're also seeing more and more operators that are looking at opportunities to own more of the life cycle as it pertains to player experience. And in some instances, that involves actually owning their own technology. And that might be a trend that continues, or maybe a different relationship in terms of how they use third-party providers. So I think those are a couple of things to look out for as we look at 2022 and beyond.
What are your plans for H Avenue Capital over the next 12 months?
Avenue H Capital really is just myself advising and investing to companies within the sports betting space in particular. And I think it's been a great first year for me, kind of coming out of the Don Best and Scientific Games experience. I'm getting involved in working with different companies, and now I think that we're seeing some of those companies that I'm involved with evolve to different areas of their life cycle, where some of them are now looking at M&A opportunities themselves, be it acquiring other companies or exiting, and also just looking at there's so much innovation coming into the space right now, so many fantastic entrepreneurs and ideas, and it's an exciting time for me, advising and investing in some of these companies to assess those opportunities and see where I can be a fit to add benefit.